on, if you're on, I would love for you to drop any of your questions that you have below. Anything about motherhood. I don't know you. Sometimes it's hard. Sometimes you get afraid because you don't want people to know your business. It doesn't have to be. This is a safe place. First of all, there is no judgment here on your motherhood. There is no judgment here on how you do motherhood. This is all about help. It's all about getting help. It's all about mothers, because, I can't tell you how many mothers I know who just sort of try to detach, and you get on social media and you just scroll, 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 scroll. And it really isn't the best thing to do, because guess what? Your children will be home, at around 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock or whenever, and motherhood continues, right? You'll get home from work at around 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock or whenever it is that you do get home, and you have all of the issues and the things that you have to face as a mother, whether you're a single mom, whether you're a married mom, whichever kind of mom that you are. And so SuperMom University wants to help you have the tools to be the best mother that you can be. And I'll tell you, it's not that I have all of the best tools. It's not that I have all of the answers, but it's because of the Jesus that I have in my life. It's because of the Christ that has been the center of my everything for the last 40 years of my life, that he's taught me how to mother. He's taught me how to be an adoptive mother to 4 boys. He's taught me how to be a biological mother to 4 more kids. So to be a mom to 8 kids, and to take in kids over the years, and to just be the type of mother that only he can create me to be. And so I really want you to drop questions, and drop your questions in the comments section, so that we can literally do some of your questions. And so there's no reason to feel shy. There's no reason to be afraid. I have a coaching session that's going to start in about an hour or so, a little more than an hour or so. And but I want to do this Q&A with you. And so waiting for my Facebook family. We've got Facebook, we've got TikTok, we've got YouTube. What are the questions that you have? What are some of the issues that you're going through? What are the mothering things that are just giving you a hard time in life right now? And if you don't have any, that's okay, because I've got a couple of questions, tough questions, motherhood questions, that I'm going to give you some of the answers to, because you don't know what to do. You're having a difficult time, on what to do with that rebellious child, or what to do, with the fact that you and your husband don't parent the same. You aren't supposed to parent the same. You're 2 very different people, just different things like that. And so let's see what I have here today. Let's see what questions I can pull out today that's going to help you with, and we're going to be done in a few minutes because I got on late today. So, but tomorrow I've got to remember to get on at 10 o'clock. 10 a.m. is when we're supposed to start. So, let's get into it. Let's get into it. All right. Let's see. Let's do this. This is what I'm going to do. Let's ask, ChatGPT what some of the toughest mom questions are for some of you guys. I know what some of them are for me, and I can think, I can sort of come up with some for me. But let's see what ChatGPT says are some of the toughest questions that moms are dealing with today in 2025. Let's see. All right, so ChatGPT says some of the toughest questions that moms are dealing with today are mental health questions. Are mental health questions. And that's great, because I'm a mental health coach. I'm a mental health counselor. I'm a pastor, right? So let's see. Mental health. How do I deal with a child that I think is going through a mental health crisis? How do I deal with a child that I believe is going through a mental health crisis? First thing you want to do is, and this is a ChatGPT question. First thing you want to do with a child that you believe might be going through a mental health crisis, you want to sit down and take time in prayer. Now, I know that you as moms, you're already probably doing a lot of prayer over your kids. You're breathing a word of prayer here and there, but you want to pray over your kids. That's the first thing you want to do. You want to pray for them, you want to pray over them, and you want to ask God for guidance before even jumping into a conversation with them. First thing you want to do, ask God for guidance before jumping into a conversation with them about their mental health. Talk about everything else. Talk about their day. Talk about their homework. Talk about their whatever it is that they have going on. Depending on the age, you want to make sure that there is dialogue opened up so that you can have good, fluid, moving conversation with your child, right? You don't want to just jump in and start talking about your child's mental health when it comes to you not knowing or you thinking, I'm wondering, this seems I don't like the way this is looking. You don't want to jump right in. And what you don't want to do, this is my opinion, you don't want to just go ahead and schedule some sort of an appointment with a therapist or a clinician or mental health coach or counselor just because of what you think. You don't want to do that, especially without your child's permission and without you knowing for sure that your child is going through anything. They may not want to talk with anyone. Sometimes your child just wants to talk with you. Can you guys get that? Sometimes your child just wants to talk with you. Sometimes your child just wants to spend time with you. And the thing that you thought was a mental health crisis seems to magically disappear. Sometimes it's just a matter of spending time with them and getting into their interests, because as they grow older, as they hit pre-adolescence and adolescence and teenage years, and even as they go into young adult years, their interests begin to expand. And as adults, as parents, we can lose track of what their interests are because we aren't as involved with their lives anymore, and they've got other influences going on in their lives. Their friends become very influential in their lives. Their teachers become very influential in their lives, right? Their friends become the most influential part of their lives because they begin to spend more time with their friend groups. And so they're getting all of this information from the friends that they're spending time with, and you can tend to lose track of what their interests are. But it's so crucial to dig into their relationship with love, wanting to still know, not with force, not with what's going on, but with that wanting to know, and going out with them, still going to the movies, still doing the family things that you once did, even though they get to that point where they want to spend time with their friends all of the time. And so when it comes to figuring out what their mental health, if you're thinking maybe they're having a mental health crisis, no, we don't want to get them to the doctor and get them medicated. We want to dig into their hearts and into their minds to find out what's going on with you, right? We want them to, hey, hair braiding by Ev. How are you? How are you? Thanks for coming in. Sam Sutton, thanks for coming in. Good to have you. Welcome to SuperMom University for all of you that are coming in on Facebook, on YouTube, and on TikTok. We want to get into their minds to find out if it really is a mental health crisis, or if it's something that they're just going through. Hormones just seem to be kicking in, right? And so that's my quick, brief answer to that question. I want to see if anyone has dropped any other questions on any platforms. Anybody dropped any questions? Let's see. This is a Q&A. And I wish I could actually stay on longer than this. I got on a little bit late, and I really wanted to be on super long today. This is a Q&A for moms. For those of you that are moms, this is a Q&A for you, and we are jumping into some tough questions. Tough questions for moms. All right, let's do this question here. Okay, great. Let's do this one. Great. Okay, I'm a new mom, and I have two children, a toddler and a preschooler, and my husband doesn't really help with most of the things when he comes home. So I'm assuming that the question is how you should handle that sort of thing. Is that the question? I'm assuming that's the question. Husband doesn't really help. So you've got it sounds like you've got a baby, you've got a toddler, and it sounds like you've got a preschooler. Is that what it is? A baby, a toddler, and a preschooler? I think that's what she's saying. Okay, so at this point, you are absolutely, it could be a couple of different things. I don't really know the dynamic, right? And I guess the question is what you should do. You've got a baby, you've got a toddler and a preschooler, and your husband doesn't really help with much when he comes home. And I think this is a common problem. It's a common issue. Oftentimes if you're a stay-at-home mom and you're working with the kids all day and you've got a brand new baby, you didn't say how old the baby is, but at any rate, you are exhausted. You are completely exhausted, completely spent because you're pouring everything out all day long, emotionally, mentally, physically. And if you're nursing, you are biologically, physically just completely drained because nursing does, first of all, it burns a ton of calories. And so it's a workout, right? And then it's a whole nother workout running behind a 2-year-old and a 3-year-old. And then it's a whole nother workout trying to get a nap between all of that. And I'm assuming they're all at home and not in school or whatever. But whatever the dynamic is, I think the answer or one of the answers is going to be you sitting down with your husband in a quiet place, with no interruptions, and you may have to do this over and over and over again, because sometimes you can have these conversations and they don't quite get it. But sit down and say, I'm on 24/7. I'm literally on 24/7. So I'm working 24/7 and I need a break when you come home. And I'm not sure how he'll respond to it. He probably knows on some level that you need a break, but he isn't sure about how to jump in and actually help with that break. I've found that lots of husbands tend to see that you've got this rhythm going and you're kind of running the house, and they come in and they're just sort of like, okay, I don't know what to do. And, where can I help? Just tell him, take the 2 and the 3-year-old, and maybe he can just take the 2 and the 3-year-old and go to the park for an hour in the afternoon when he comes home, or give him 30 minutes to an hour to decompress from the day. And then after he decompresses, maybe he can take the toddler and the preschooler outside to run, play basketball. I don't know if they're boys or girls, but whatever they are, to get some energy out of their system and give you just a little bit of free time. Or maybe he can take all 3 of them out. And maybe you do that 2 to 3 times a week. Maybe it's not every day. But sitting down and having the conversation with him and giving him instruction when he gets home. Because I found that when the household, especially with a mom and small kids, it's sort of like the woman's domain. And men can come in and feel like they are just sort of, this addition and not really know what to do. And so they need to have instruction. But I also suggest that you allow him to decompress from the day first, because I think that I just remember being in corporate America and working and being outside the home and coming home. I really needed to decompress when I came home. I didn't always get a chance to decompress, right? Sometimes as a mom, you just have to come in and you just jump in that kitchen and you just keep going and you just jump into that homework and you just keep going. And if you sit down, you know that you're just going to fall asleep. But I think that decompression is fair. But the conversation has to be had. Okay? And so I hope that helps you. I hope that helps. Hope that helps. And that is the end of the Q&A for today. So tomorrow at 10 a.m., listen, if you're not following me on SuperMom University on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and especially on YouTube, go over and follow the platforms. And I want you to follow me on SuperMom University. www is the website, supermomuniversity.org. Book your session with me for your one-on-one. I am only doing these for the month of October. I haven't done these in a long time, but they are life-changing. They aren't these chat sessions, but they are breakthrough sessions for mothers who are tired, who are overwhelmed, who are frustrated, who don't know what to do next, who feel like they've lost themselves, who are trying to build a business. You're trying to build a ministry, and you're trying to run a family. You need a 60-minute one-on-one coaching session with me. You can book it at supermomuniversity.org so that we can get you some sustainable and applicable steps to come out of the frustration and to be revived, to be renewed, to just get a renewed sense of who you are and to get your family's life in order, whether you're a single mom or a married mom. Okay, I've got 8 kids, 4 biological, 4 adopted. I run a ministry. I run 4 businesses. My husband and I have 2 businesses together. And I've been a pastor for 25 years, mental health coach and life coach for many years. And I have coached and walked mothers through all of these things. And God has walked me through these things myself. Now, book your session, supermomuniversity.org, and let's get your life in order. Literally, let's get your life together. All right. I want to see you guys bright and early tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then tomorrow, that's for prayer every weekday morning at 7 a.m. And then at 10 a.m. this week only, it may be next week as well, but I think it's this week only, 10 a.m. we're doing a live Q&A again for moms, for mothers, okay? And you can ask your questions anonymously. I don't know who you are. You don't have to worry about being judged here. It's just about helping mothers to raise. Listen, I just saw a post where, and I do have to go, but I just saw a post where the woman said, I'm never going to let my son marry Black girls. I'm not going to let my son marry Black girls. And this isn't about black and white. Okay, first of all, let me say that because my family is all mixed, right? I love everybody. I'm a Christian and my entire church is completely multicultural, multiracial, multigenerational, all of the things. So this isn't about black and white, but I saw this and this Black mom said, I'm not going to let my son marry Black girls. It just came from the amusement park. And I saw all of these young Black girls who were just running amok in the amusement park. The police had to come and patrol and they were just out of control. This is a parenting issue. It's a parenting issue. And I just believe that there are mothers out there. I know that there are because I'm one of them who are raising children the right way. And unfortunately, it's always the ones who are most influenced by the negative culture that get the most play and the most, sort of attention from social media, from mainstream media. And it's never the ones, unfortunately, who are doing the right things, who are building their lives, who are becoming upright and upstanding citizens. And there are plenty. My kids are examples of those, and many of my friends, many of the people that are a part of my husband's congregation are great examples of that. I know so many people in my neighborhood who are great examples of that. And it isn't just about Black kids, but I'm a Black mom, right? And I've raised Black kids and I've been a youth pastor to Hispanic kids and white kids and all of the things. It's about raising the next generation and generations of kids, children who have respect for their God, have respect for the people of God, have respect for their elders, have respect for each other, and have respect for just for society, have a respect for themselves, right? Society and themselves. And so if you are a mom and you just don't know what you're doing, sometimes it just takes somebody, you need somebody in your corner. I had somebody in my corner. That was my mom, and when she passed away, I had amazing other women. This is what we're called to do. And so supermomuniversity.org and sign up for your session just for October. This is only for October. So sign up for your session and let's help you work out some of those things that you're going through and that you're dealing with. All right. Love you guys. And I will see you. I don't know, Madeline Hadding, how are babies made? That's a question you're going to have to ask. You're going to have to figure out on your own. That's a question, that's one that you're going to have to figure out on your own, especially at your big age.